Let's start with a truth most men never hear clearly. Testosterone doesn't simply drop after 50, it gets pushed down. Not by age itself, but by the slow breakdown of the systems that produce, protect, and use testosterone inside your body. And here's the dangerous part. It happens so quietly that most men don't notice it until the damage is already showing. Here's what's really going on. Around your late 40s and 50s, your blood vessels start losing flexibility. They don't open as wide. They don't carry oxygen as efficiently. And they don't deliver nutrients to the testosterone-producing cells like they used to. That alone can slow hormone production. But another silent enemy grows at the same time. Belly fat. And not just the kind you can pinch. I'm talking about deep visceral fat, the kind that acts like an estrogen factory. It produces aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. Sometimes 24 hours a day. The more belly fat, the more testosterone you lose. Then comes the third force almost no man over 50 realizes is happening. Inflammation. Even mild, chronic inflammation lowers testosterone 2 ways. Your hormone receptors become less responsive. Your production slows down from the inside. This is why so many men say, I feel like I aged 10 years overnight. It wasn't overnight. It was a slow hormonal suffocation. But here's the good news. These forces are reversible. And the natural remedy we're about to unlock doesn't fake testosterone. It removes the hidden blockers that have been suppressing it for years. Stay with me, because in the next section, I'll show you which hidden force matters most, and why fixing it can turn your levels around faster than you think. Now that you understand the big picture, let's break down the real root cause behind this hormonal decline. Because the truth is simple. Your body doesn't stop making testosterone. Your environment stops it from working. And the first hidden force is one almost every man over 50 deals with daily. Poor circulation. Most men think testosterone is just a hormone problem. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If your blood flow is weak, your testosterone can't reach the places where it's supposed to work. Testosterone isn't useful if it can't get delivered. Just like gasoline can't power a car if the fuel line is clogged. And that's exactly what happens after 50. Your vessels stiffen. Your arteries narrow. The small capillaries responsible for delivering testosterone, oxygen, and nutrients. All of them start slowing down. And when circulation slows, 3 things collapse. 1. Energy drops. 2. Muscle breaks down faster. 3. Erectile tissue becomes less responsive. This is why so many men say, Doctor, I feel tired for no reason. Or, I'm losing strength even though I'm eating the same. Because your cells aren't getting the hormonal signal anymore. Now, let's talk about the second hidden force. Nerve sensitivity. This one shocks many men. Your body relies on tiny, fast nerve signals to trigger testosterone-driven responses. Arousal, motivation, muscle activation, even mood. But after 50, those nerves start firing more slowly. They don't send signals as sharply as they used to. And when the signal weakens, your testosterone response weakens too. This is why you might notice slower arousal, weaker morning erections, delayed or muted sensation, less motivation, less drive. Not because your mind changed, but because your nerves stopped delivering the message. And then comes the third force, the one that quietly destroys testosterone efficiency, pelvic tension. By age 50, most men build years of hidden tension in the pelvic floor muscles. Sitting long hours, stress, tight hips, old injuries. These muscles clamp down without you even realizing it. And when they stay tight, they restrict blood flow, restrict nerve signals, and restrict your body's ability to use testosterone effectively. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon while squeezing it with your fist. That's exactly what's happening inside many men's bodies. Now here's where everything comes together. Poor circulation plus weaker nerves plus pelvic tension form a triple barrier that blocks testosterone. Even if your body is making enough, it can't be used. And this is where the natural remedy we're exploring becomes so powerful. Because the right technique doesn't just boost hormones. It clears the barriers that have been choking them for years. In the next section, you'll see exactly how this nightly ritual starts reversing all 3 problems at once. and why thousands of men report feeling better in just days. Now that you understand the 3 barriers blocking your testosterone, let's talk about the natural remedy that begins breaking those barriers down. Not by force, but by restoring the systems your body has been losing over time. And no, I'm not talking about supplements, powders, or anything synthetic. I'm talking about something far simpler. Something men have used for centuries without even knowing why it worked. A natural oil with a rare compound your body responds to almost immediately. Before we dive into how to use it, you need to understand why it works so well. Here's the secret most men overlook. Boosting testosterone isn't just about increasing the hormone. It's about improving the tissues that use the hormone. And this oil does 3 things your body desperately needs after 50. 1. It reduces hidden inflammation in the pelvic region. Remember how I said inflammation suffocates testosterone? This oil contains a powerful natural compound that acts like a fire extinguisher for irritated tissues. Not harsh, not aggressive, just a deep, warming, calming effect on the very areas that control blood flow, nerve sensitivity, erection quality, hormonal signaling. Most men don't realize how much inflammation they're carrying down there until it starts easing. 2. It helps tight muscles release and relax. This is where things get interesting. When pelvic muscles stay tight, testosterone becomes trapped behind restricted blood flow. This oil penetrates deeper than almost any other natural oil, not just on the skin, but into the layers where the muscles, nerves, and microvessels live. Men often describe a sensation of melting or opening, as those muscles finally release. That release alone can improve hormonal responsiveness in ways men haven't felt in years. 3. It increases microcirculation exactly where testosterone needs to work. You can take all the boosters in the world, but if blood flow is weak, nothing happens. This oil does something special. It encourages tiny vessels to widen and soften. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, more hormonal delivery. It's like unclogging the fuel lines of a car. Suddenly, everything runs the way it's supposed to, and men notice it fast, often within days. More warmth, better sensitivity, stronger morning erections, less pelvic pressure. Small signs the body is responding again. Why this matters for testosterone? Because testosterone isn't a solo hormone. It works alongside blood vessels, nerves, and muscle tissue. This oil improves all 3. And that's why the results feel so natural. Not a spike, not a jolt, just a slow return of strength and responsiveness. But here's the most important part. All of this only works if you apply the oil to the correct spot, a spot most men never think about. Yet it controls the very systems we're trying to restore. And once you understand where this spot is, and why it's so powerful, the entire routine will finally make sense. In the next section, I'll show you the exact location, and why stimulating it can change everything for men over 50. Now that you understand what this natural oil can do, let's talk about the part almost every man gets wrong, where to apply it. Because if you apply it to the wrong place, you'll feel almost nothing. But if you apply it to the right place, your body responds in ways that surprise men every single week in my clinic. So here it is, the spot almost no man talks about. Yet it controls some of the most important functions of male performance. It's the small, soft area between the scrotum and the anus, a place called the perineum. Most men never touch it. Most never think about it. And almost none understand what's underneath it. But underneath that small patch of skin lies the control center for blood flow into the penis, nerve sensitivity, erection strength, ejaculation force, pelvic muscle coordination, hormonal signaling between the brain and the genitals, yes, all of that in one tiny area. Let me break it down simply. 1. The clamp muscle sits directly under the perineum right beneath this spot is a muscle most men don't know exists. It acts like a natural clamp that traps blood inside the penis. When this muscle is strong and flexible, you stay harder for longer. But when it becomes weak, tight, or inactive, blood leaks back out and erections fade faster than you want. The oil you're using helps soften this muscle and make it more responsive again. 2. The The main nerve of sexual sensation runs through here, the pudendal nerve. The nerve that carries signals of pleasure, arousal, and sensitivity passes right under this exact area. As men age, these nerves become slower, duller, and less responsive. Stimulating the perineum with the oil helps wake up those nerve pathways, making sensations sharper and more alive. Many men describe it as a switch turning back on. 3. The artery supplying erection blood flow also passes through the spot. Your erectile tissue depends on one main artery. That artery runs directly through the perineal region. When you massage the oil into the spot, you're supporting that artery's ability to open wider and deliver the strong rush of blood required for a firm erection. This is why some men feel a gentle warmth or fullness. After just a few days, the blood flow is returning. Why this spot matters so much after 50? Because every problem men complain about, weak erections, slow arousal, reduced sensitivity, poor blood flow, starts in the exact structures sitting under the perineum. When you stimulate the spot, you're influencing all three systems your testosterone needs: muscle, nerves, blood vessels. This is why the results feel natural, not forced. But knowing where the spot is only half the story. What really determines success is how you apply the oil. In the next section, I'll walk you step by step through the exact technique, so you can start seeing results safely, effectively, and without guesswork. Now that you know the exact spot, let me show you how to apply this oil the right way, because technique matters just as much as the location. If you rush this, or apply the oil too lightly, or skip the warm-up step, you'll miss 70% of the benefit. So follow this slowly. Your body will feel the difference. Step 1. Clean and completely dry the area. The perineum is a sensitive region. Any moisture, sweat, or soap residue will block absorption. Take a moment. Clean it gently. Pat it dry. This alone increases absorption more than most men realize. Step 2. Use 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed castor oil. Not heated, not processed, not mixed with fragrance. Just pure cold-pressed oil. Cold-pressed retains the natural compound that helps calm inflammation, soften tight muscle fibers, open microvessels, wake up nerve pathways. This is essential for improving testosterone responsiveness. Step 3. Warm the oil in your hands. Not hot, just warm enough to feel soothing. Rub your hands together for 10 to 15 seconds until the oil feels alive, not cold. Warm oil penetrates deeper, and your pelvic muscles respond far better to warmth than to cold. Step 4. Find a comfortable position. You can recline back slightly, lie on your side, or stand with one leg raised. Anything that lets you relax your hips and reach the perineum without strain. Relaxation matters, because when your pelvic floor is tense, the oil can't sink into the deeper layers. Step 5. Slow, steady massage, 2 to 3 minutes minimum. Use gentle but firm circular motions. Not poking, not pressing aggressively, just deep enough to feel the muscle underneath. Move slowly. Let the tissue soften under your fingers. Men often rush here. Don't. The slower you go, the more the pelvic floor releases. And this is where many of my patients start feeling warmth spreading, tingling, fullness, a sense of opening. All early signs that blood flow is returning. Balabox Wichek CTA Tinti, 1 Lano Jua, Dung Yu Ka. If this makes sense so far and you're learning something new, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next steps, especially the part where I show you exactly how to combine this with nighttime habits to boost your testosterone naturally. Step 6. Add a warm compress, 10 to 15 minutes. Take a warm towel or compress and place it gently over the perineum after the massage. Warmth plus castor oil equals deeper penetration. This is the secret that accelerates results for many men. You should feel a gentle heat spreading through the pelvic region. Not burning, just warm, soothing pressure. Step 7. Do this at night. Evening is best because your body relaxes. Muscles release more easily. Nerves respond more deeply. The area stays still while you sleep. Overnight absorption gives the body hours to restore circulation and tissue responsiveness. What comes next? Technique is powerful, but using it consistently is where the real magic happens. In the next section, I'll show you the timeline most men experience, what you'll feel after a few days, what happens after a few weeks, and the surprising improvements men over 50 report once their circulation and nerve pathways start waking back up. Now that you know exactly how to apply the oil, let's talk about the part every man is waiting for, what you should expect to feel and when. Because the truth is simple. Your body gives early signals long before the big changes show up. And if you know what to look for, you'll understand exactly where you are on the progress timeline. Let's walk through it step by step. After a few days, early activation phase. Most men notice the first signs within 2 to 5 days. Nothing dramatic, nothing extreme, just small, meaningful signals that the tissues are waking up again. You may feel a gentle warmth in the pelvic area, a mild tingling, a sense of aliveness that wasn't there before, less tightness when sitting, easier relaxation in the lower belly. These sensations mean circulation is returning, and the nerves are beginning to fire more cleanly. A lot of men describe it as, "I don't feel different, but something feels better." That's exactly what we want. After 1 to 2 weeks, circulation reset. This is where most men start seeing noticeable improvements. The pelvic floor muscles feel less tense. The area feels more open, and blood flow becomes more responsive. Common changes include firmer morning erections, faster response to arousal, improved sensitivity, fuller, heavier feeling in the pelvic region, fewer nighttime bathroom trips. These shifts aren't accidental. They're the direct result of muscles loosening, nerves waking up, and blood vessels opening more easily. And remember, this isn't artificial stimulation. It's your own testosterone finally reaching the tissues again. After 3 to 4 weeks, hormonal support phase. This is where the improvements start compounding. The body adapts. The tissues strengthen. The nerve pathways rebuild. Men often report stronger erections during intimacy, more control, easier time staying firm, better confidence, better urinary flow, less pelvic pressure, reduced lower back tightness. You may also notice something subtle but powerful. Your mood improves, because when testosterone becomes usable again, motivation, drive, and emotional stability all rise with it. This is where many men say, "I feel like myself again." Long-term, the new normal. If you stay consistent for 6+ weeks, your body begins building a new baseline. Not a spike, not a temporary boost. A new normal. Better blood flow, better nerve response, better pelvic strength, better testosterone efficiency. This is why the results feel natural, steady, and deeply human. But remember, consistency is the real secret. And in the next section, I'll show you how to support this routine from the inside out, so your results don't just appear, they last. We've talked about the spot. We've talked about the oil. We've walked through the technique and the timeline of results. Now let's talk about something even more important. How do you make these results last? Because I don't want you to feel better for 2 weeks and then slide back to where you were. I want you to build a stronger, more confident version of yourself for the next 10, 15, even 20 years. And that comes down to a simple, realistic daily plan. Think of this as your testosterone support routine. 1. The nightly ritual. 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed castor oil. Warm it in your hands. Massage into the perineum for 2 to 3 minutes. Add a warm compress for 10 to 15 minutes. Do it in the evening before bed, most nights of the week. This is your foundation. It restores blood flow, nerve function, and pelvic relaxation, right where testosterone needs to work. 2. Hydration and blood flow. During the day, sip water regularly, don't just chug it once. Limit sugary drinks and heavy alcohol. Aim for clear or light yellow urine most of the time. Hydration sounds simple, but thick, sluggish blood is one of the fastest ways to sabotage good erections and hormone delivery. 3. Foods that support testosterone. Most days, try to include dark leafy greens, spinach, arugula, kale, beets or beet juice. Healthy fats, extra virgin olive oil, walnuts, salmon, avocado. A zinc source, pumpkin seeds, shellfish, or a quality meal. You're not dieting. You're feeding the system that makes and uses testosterone. 4. Gentle pelvic and full body movement. You don't need brutal workouts. But your body does need walking every day, light strength work 2 to 3 times per week, simple pelvic floor activation and relaxation. Movement keeps blood flowing and stops your pelvis from turning into a tight, stiff cage. 5. Protect your sleep. Remember, most testosterone is made at night. So, dim the lights in the evening. Avoid heavy, late-night meals. Try to keep a consistent sleep schedule. Good sleep is not a luxury. For men over 50, it's hormone therapy without a prescription. Final message and CTA number 3. I want you to remember this. Low energy, weaker erections, reduced drive. These are signals, not a verdict. Your body is not broken. It's asking for better support. By combining this simple oil routine with hydration, smart food choices, gentle movement, and real sleep, you're not chasing miracles. You're rebuilding the foundations of your masculinity from the inside out. If this video helped you see your body differently, subscribe so you don't miss the next lessons we build together. And do one more thing for me. Backhand index pointing right in the comments, type 1 and tell me which symptom you'd like to improve first. Energy, erections, or confidence. Your answer tells me what I should cover in the next video. And you might be surprised how many men are quietly dealing with the exact same thing you are.